Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Kara Delane and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings and Kara Delane.
Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, everyone. And I think this is going to be a fun show tonight, Ted.
I can almost guarantee it, Kara. We got some great retail personalities back with us tonight, Jeremy Stevens and Allie Peters. And Kara, we've got the publisher tonight of Fixed Ops magazine, Ron Overs. Ron, welcome.
Hey, how you doing?
Good to see you. And
this magazine is so great. I've been able to interview some really great people and put them on the cover of our magazine. And we've had a lot of fun with this. It's been a great time.
You just had to show that one.
That was one. All the magazines, 20 years worth of magazines, I had to shuffle through and find one just for tonight.
I will say, though, that cover aside, Kara, what Ron does, he highlights the people of Fixed Ops, which, Ron, I think is real important that you're doing that.
It really is fun because, if you learn, if you're in fixed operations, right, and we can call it a little niche or niche group, or we can call it, just a little Amish tribe of people, right, who really just love what they do. And that is really help dealerships make profit and help customers, get their cars serviced well. And it's fun to talk to the best of the best and learn from them. And we got two here tonight.
That's right. We sure do. And Roger Conant, hello, from Houston, is in the chat. So, Kara, that means we are live tonight.
We are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So hopefully I see a bunch of comments down below tonight. And hopefully everyone's sharing the video as well.
Now, do you have any trivia or games or stuff going on tonight?
I do. We had some people send in some more 80s photos. So I guess we're still playing Guess Who tonight because I have a few 80s photos to show.
All right. And the 80s are coming up. And I also want to pay tribute to our exclusive sponsor for tonight's show. It's BG Products, partners beyond products, and very grateful to all they do in the industry. And Ron, there's a lot of stuff coming up with BG Products. Bob Tasca was here yesterday, and he is going to be on the big show, Kara. And he was asking about you and the fire suit. And I know we're going to see him twice this summer. And he asked me directly if you want to drive the car.
Oh, I don't know if that's a good idea that I drive the car, but will I? Absolutely.
I told him that. So we're looking forward to that. So Bob will be here on the Fixed Ops Roundtable. He'll be at the big event coming up. Kara, that's in just 3 weeks.
Man, 3 weeks away on May 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. We're going back to the 80s, so don't miss it. If you haven't already got your complimentary tickets, grab them after the show at fixedopsroundtable.com.
It's going to be a very, very well-attended show. We got a lot of strong content. All the folks here tonight are on that show. And Ron, Kara and I are going to coming down to see Ed and you a week before the show, 2 weeks from now at Beaux-Arts Ford.
That is going to be amazing. I was just telling Jeremy that, I live like 20 minutes away and, I have more fun just going down to Ford's garage and hanging out with Ed and picking his brain and hearing what's new. And it's going to be great for everyone to be there and have a great time, seeing that amazing facility.
And Jeremy, I see that you recently had a chance to go down and visit with Ed, and I saw this on social media. So what did you think of the whole operation?
Oh, it was great, just because I've heard so much about Ed and, for me to reach out and tell him, tell him I could stop by. That was just great. Just tour his facility. And I know, Kerr, you said the other day that everybody's happy there. And it's like, man, everybody was happy. It was like everybody was engaged. It was just a great experience. I learned a lot just hanging out in that environment.
All right. So we're going to get a chance to go down there, Kara. And Ron is going to be with us, or we're going to get to blow it up on social media, Joshua Evans and Cindy, so that everybody can see it. So, Kara, tell us what is going on May the 11th, which I think is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yep, 2 weeks from tomorrow, we will be at Beaux-Arts Ford Lincoln in person. Ted and I will be there. Ron's going to be there, and we're going to be live streaming a special pop-up event for about 2 hours on all of our social medias. And so we're going to get to learn a lot about Ed Roberts. We're going to learn everything to do about Beaux-Arts mobile service operation, the culture in their dealership, all the women in their dealership, and so much more. It's going to be so much fun, and we're excited to be there in person.
I love it. So that is coming up, and that is going to be on social media, and we got a lot of surprises in store there. So, Allie, I understand that the Beaux-Arts organization has a lot of women leaders who work there, and Allie, we're excited about that, and I know that you are a big proponent of that as well.
Absolutely, yes. I love seeing more and more women each day pop up in this space, and so I always like it when a group that is focused on that is highlighted. So I'm very excited to see the pop-up event. I got to meet Ed about a month ago, and he's doing some really great work down there.
I think he is. And Ron, look at the comment from Robert Miggs at Carter Myers. Ron, I'm campaigning for the and Ron, campaign season is coming up, right?
It's coming. Here we go.
Ron, maybe you should have a campaign, okay, for that cover.
Maybe we should.
I'll vote for him.
So,
He does look pretty photogenic. It may just work,
he does. And I think we're going to get a chance to see a little bit more of and hear more about Rob tonight. So Coralie Zoof is with us as well in the chat. So Jeremy and Allie want to talk to you a little bit more about what's happening in the industry right now. A lot of things going on. Jeremy, maybe you first. You were just down in Ed's store. What are some of the things that maybe got your attention that you were interested in seeing for your own group there in North Carolina?
It was pretty cool. So when I came through there, you see that picture on that whiteboard that he had, and just to see his staff engaged in just a vision of what they're doing. And you could tell they talked about leadership and, make sure everybody knows exactly what they're doing. I met with his service manager, and he had all sorts of books on his desk, and I'm the same way. He had Patrick Lencioni's book. You could tell they were really engaged and really studying leadership. And that's so important, because once you have great leadership, everything else falls into place.
Yep. Steve Apicella, we're grateful for you as well and your spotlight on Fixed Ops and all you're doing to bring both F&I and service together. And you're right, Jeremy, there's a lot of great focus there, a lot of leadership stuff. And you're no stranger to leadership as well. Tony Owens, good evening. Jeremy, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing with the John Maxwell Group.
So when I tell people on Friday I was a technician and Monday I was a service manager, and I didn't even know where my office was. Some of the techs had to show me, and I just sat in that office and I was like, what the heck have I got myself into? And made so many bad decisions and just was horrible at it. And I kind of discovered leadership, and I discovered John Maxwell, and I started studying that leadership, and I started gaining traction, and things started coming together, and I just something just clicked with leadership, and I became 2 years ago, I became a certified John Maxwell coach. And I just, the personal growth is so important to me. And once you get everybody else rallied around that, it's just contagious from that point.
Wow. I love it. I love the leadership. And Allie, I see Cavender doing a whole lot with leadership and a lot of activity going on there, especially on social media the last few months. It's really picked up.
Yes. I think we are really excited about what is to come. I think 2023 came with some incredible additions to our team, and really just outlining what our vision is as a company and where we see ourselves headed, and really aligning everyone on the leadership team with that vision. And now being able to, like you mentioned, it's almost like that traction, that those actionable steps become much easier when you know where you're going and everyone who's on the boat is rowing together. So very, very excited about for what this year brings and then what the future looks like.
Rob Cavender is on the show in May, and I had a chance to sit down with him, and he spoke very highly of you and all the work you're doing. If you don't mind, for those who don't know, and Tim, good evening. Allie, tell us what you do and what franchises you oversee there at Cavender. A little bit about your background, even before you came to Cavender.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am the Fixed Operations Director at the Jaguar Land Rover store with the Cavender Auto Group in San Antonio. I have been with them for about a year and a half, and it has been an incredible experience, really getting to work with the fourth generation Cavender, which is Rob and Lee and WB, and really getting to just truly team up and work with people who are similar in age to me. And we are really planning the rest of our careers together, which is exciting. And so background is I fell into this position, service advising, right after we were coming out of the recession. And my cousin said, you like people and you like staying busy, so you should try this. And I did, and I've loved it. So I'm the opposite of Jeremy, meaning that cars and the technical side were never my focus, never my passion. It was always the people. And so learning how to navigate that leadership, really style that I admired from mentors, and turning it into the space that we're in to make the leaps and the strides that we have. So that's me. That's my story.
I love it. Kara, I see our friend Jeff Bogaski from Infinitive is in the chat tonight. Good evening to you, Jet. Ron, I don't know if you know Jeff at Infinitive.
I don't know that I have met him, but hey, Jeff, welcome to the group.
So Jeff just did an amazing panel on the Roundtable. That'll be in May. Kara, you're on that panel, and he's got a lot of leaders in there, including Sean Kingery, a recent cover of Fix Ops magazine, Ron. And we talked about different communication styles. And Kara, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about that, because a lot of that dovetails into some of the things that Ali was just telling us as well, that you and Jeff were leading there on that panel.
Yeah, it's going to be one that you don't want to miss, because there was all different age groups, all different people in the automotive industry on this panel talking about how we communicate with our customers, specifically on social media these days, and kind of how it's taken a turn in the last few years. And we talk about TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms, and how we can better communicate with our consumers and our customers and our peers out there to educate them and bring them into our stores and have them stay. So it's really fun. It was really interesting. And like I said, you don't want to miss it, because it's something that everybody in the industry should be focusing on right now.
And Kara, we're going to get a little preview, I think, next Monday night, because Jeff and the entire panel are going to be on After Dark.
Oh man, it's going to be fun. And there was a lot left on the table. So I think that we definitely need some more time to talk.
Now, you're doing some new things for the Roundtable with Jeff at Infinitive. Do you mind sharing a little bit of because I know there's some big surprises coming that we're going to unleash at the pop-up and then at the big event the week later.
Yeah, courtesy of Infinitive, of course. We're going to be starting to send out video text blast, because I made a statement a few days ago that I never open my emails unless I know one's coming to me, and how effective text blasts are and communicating through text messages are these days. So we're going to try something new with the Roundtable, and we're going to be testing it out this week, actually. And then hopefully everybody that signed up for the Roundtable is going to get a video from me through a text message. So it's going to be pretty neat, something new, and hopefully everybody's going to enjoy it.
Yep. And we're going to do that right before the panel from Infinitive as well. Yep. And Ron, we're thinking that we're also going to do this right before the pop-up event to get everybody who's ever attended a Fixed Ops Roundtable a little video text to invite them to the pop-up, and click here and here you come. So
fantastic. Sounds great.
Something new. Mike Weldon, good evening. And you are on the show quite a bit as well. So Carol, we learned Mike Weldon has a new nickname as well, didn't we, this past week?
Let everybody know what it is though, Ted.
Yeah. So I don't have his photo handy, but we did a little Guess Who game. What is it, Carol? Do you remember?
Yeah, you told me after the fact that people used to call him EP, because back in the day, he looked just like Elvis Presley.
That's right.
That's
right.
So if you see Mr. Weldon out there, just yell out EP, and he's going to know that you watched the After Dark show.
I love it. Jeremy, talk to us a little bit more, in terms of what you're doing there at your group in North Carolina. Owen Moon, good evening as well.
So we are growing, like every dealership is growing. We're adding on to our dealerships. We're just added a commercial center, and we've added on to our Chrysler store. And what's great is with this growth, we've been able to promote a lot from within. And, we have two women that's been promoted. We had one lady, she started as a customer advocate and worked her way to a service advisor. And 2 months ago, we promoted her to assistant service manager, and she's killing it right now. And same thing with our wholesale parts distribution center. It's a big monster. We funnel 5 inventories in this one call center, and she started as a shipping and receiving clerk, and now she's the parts manager of that. So it's great to see these promotions, and it's just not them, it's some others too. So it's just been great growth, and everybody's growing together. And it's especially with coming out of COVID, some stuff has changed. It's been great. And, we're just getting better at it.
Tell us about you mentioned you have a big parts operation there as well. Give us the backstory on that.
So we have an AC Delco identity, and one thing that we had issues with was, my technicians were waiting on parts. They would get upset because the parts counter guys were taking phones from Joe's garage down the road, and it was clogging everything up. So we had some warehouse that we bought down the road. So we have 3 inside sales guys, and we funnel all the wholesale calls from all 4 of our dealerships into this one inside call center. And they're set up like an IT room. They got 3 monitors. They can check 5 different inventories. We have 16 drivers, so we cover pretty much 70% of the state. Wow. So it's kind of like a spider web, basically. It's just a whole network of dispatchers and drivers, and 5 different groups working together.
Wow. How many trucks do you say you have on the road? Or
we have 16 trucks. We got battery trucks and delivery vehicles. Wow. So they're everywhere.
And Allie, getting those parts is really key for
absolutely. Yes. I love that y'all did that. That's incredible.
Wow. Jeremy, what inspired that? Because I know you've been there over 20 years, and Sean Parrott is in the chat. He's going to want to hear about this a little bit more.
Oh yeah, Sean, he's the man.
I know he is, right? Sean's got some great stuff going on in Utah.
He does. He's got some. I love how like Sean and my parts manager, has helped me tremendously as Brandon. And I was trying to see if he's on the chat, but these guys were just thinking outside the box, and it's great. Instead of us just dealing with it, the phone calls, burying my parts advisors, it was mainly on that to free my parts advisors to help the technicians, because it was slowing the shop down, and also our used cars. So we bought another warehouse down the road, and we have a reconditioning center. So I have 7 technicians, a service manager, and another parts department in that facility also, to try to keep everything out of my dealership so I can focus on my customers at that point.
Owen Moon was right. He said that you have to talk to Jeremy. He's a rising star. And I remember I reached out to you on a Saturday. You were already on his panel. Linda, good evening. We really enjoyed all your content on the show Monday night. Strong stuff. But Jeremy, you're on a number of panels at the next roundtable. I don't even remember all of them, but yeah, I'm sure you probably have a better memory than I do about that.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I had a rough day today.
But Ron, one of the things that Jeremy and I did, we sat down, we did a one-on-one interview, okay, for the roundtable,
cool.
And that's going to be at the event. And Ron, you've also got a big panel at this roundtable as well. Tell us about, you got a lot of superstars there as well.
Ted, I have been blessed with your little group to be able to grab some of the best guys, right, and get the Eds and the Tullys and all the people by one name,
and
right?
Sarah, yeah.
So Sarah, I got all those people, right? And it was so great to talk to them and find out what's really changed in their lives since the 80s. What significant things they did, between the 80s and now that really led them to their the success that they've achieved. And it's just so great to hear and talk to them and use them as mentors, as you've said, to just say, how did you get to where you are, and what are some significant milestones along the way? It was a pretty exciting group. And
I noticed most of them dressed up for the 80s as well, from what I saw.
They pretty much did. The sad part is,
Myself included.
If I gave you my high school picture, I probably my hair was a little bit longer. Okay. But other than that, you know what? I had a button down shirt on. Okay. And I was like, that's who I was, I was not like dressed up with crazy clothes. I mean, I just.
What are you doing? Holding out on me.
I asked him for the picture, Kara.
Where is the picture?
My 80s was raising 2 young men who that was my life, and I have 1,000 pictures of them. I'd love to show, but I was on the other side of that camera and taking those pictures during that time of my life for sure. So.
All right, Ron, Linda just had a question in the chat about here we go. Will you move to EV mobile charging on the battery truck ideas?
EV mobile charging. Not real sure. Not real sure what will you move to EV mobile charging?
Linda, if you want to clarify that, but
So
I
what we
see-
do, we deliver batteries basically. So we sell AC Delco batteries. So we deliver batteries to dealerships and whoever needs them.
Yeah, okay. Makes a lot of sense as well. I like that. Tony Owens, great to have you aboard. And Kara, we got to bring Tony out to one of the pop-up events. I think that makes a lot of sense. I know we're going to probably do one in Ohio later this year, but it'd be great to see Tony at that Orlando event. What do you think?
Yes, that would be great. I know Tony is heavily involved in everything we do here, and he's such an advocate for the fixed ops side of things. So I know I would love to see Tony. So Tony, if you're still watching, let us know if you would come to one of our pop-up events.
Tony, I'm going to see if I can help make that happen. All right, and bring you to one of the pop-ups because
Yeah, he's already commented. He's got some hearts. I think that's a yes.
He's in.
Oh, okay. Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Yeah, we love you too, Tony. So good stuff. So, Ron, there has been a lot of change in our industry since the 80s and the 90s and so on, right? We've probably seen more change, Ron, in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years than we've ever seen before that I can recall.
Yeah, we are going through a real change right now at a much faster rate than we saw, in the 80s, right? From the 70s to the 80s, everything kind of turned electronic, right? So, I mean, the knob started falling off of stuff and there was buttons to push for things, and the cars started having computers. If you really think about it, it was, before the 70s, there wasn't really computers in the car, and so there really became a big change with technicians training back then that just said, it's not about just turning a wrench anymore. It's about running a multimeter and reading, test equipment to find out, what's really wrong inside that car. So big changes occurred, from the 80s and 90s, and now today, wow. I mean, it's just dramatically different as far as, you just basically plug the car in, find out what's wrong and figure out how to, diagnose that particular system. It just continues to, evolve. It's pretty incredible.
Kara says, Owen Moon says, no selfies back in the 80s. Kara, do you remember a time without a selfie, or do you remember that or no?
When I was about 10 years old, I got my first phone, and it was a pink flip phone. I thought I was so cool. Yeah. And then shortly after that, they started coming out with the iPhones and the Androids. So yeah, I started out with a phone that, it had that little tiny camera on the front that you really couldn't see anything. But trust me, back then I tried to take some selfies. I said as my screensaver is the coolest thing.
And now look at you, right? Everything is a selfie, right? So
I should go see if I still have that pink flip phone somewhere. Probably at my parents' house, hidden.
It'll come back in style, so hang on to it.
Right?
I bet you will. All right, good stuff. So, Carol, we've been playing some trivia last couple weeks, and you've been doing the headshots. We do want to get Ron's headshot as well,
I know.
and maybe Allie's as well. I think.
I'll send you one.
But
How
I know
old were you in the 80s, Allie?
I was born in '88, so you might be able to pick me out of a crowd with the current set of pictures you have going.
Little one, yeah.
Well,
yeah, we had Sarah Van Tyne on a horse, right, at like 2 years old, right?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
But we knew it was Sarah because of the horse.
Right. I could probably guess that one.
And Chad, good evening. Ron, Chad works with Sean Kingery up at Kaiser Automotive Group, so good stuff there. All right, so Carol, what do you got going for us tonight in the
we have another Guess Who game. So I think we have 4 photos tonight that we're going to have to guess who these people were back in the 80s. So I think a couple of them might be a little difficult, and then I think a couple of them will be pretty easy. So let's take a crack at it and see.
Arnold again?
Arnold. Possibly.
That's why I invited her back.
Right? Ted loves you, Allie.
That's right. She's always welcome back.
Thank you.
All right. So guess who? So this is a gentleman who's been along the round table a whole lot, right? Yeah. And Ron, I think you know him as well. And he's had a big career with Ford Motor Company, Ron, prior to the round table. And he's been instrumental lately in a lot of panels that we've been doing. So, folks in the chat, you're welcome to put your guesses in there. And Kara, is it Jeremy or no?
Tony,
It's
help.
not Jeremy.
No, I wouldn't wear shorts like that. I couldn't pull those shorts off.
Not in the 80s,
Tony,
no.
help us. Who is it, Tony?
Who is
Phone
it,
a
Tony?
friend.
Tony, you know, really? Who is it?
Let us know, Tony.
You got to share that information. Yeah, he's involved in a lot of panels. Ron, long Ford Motor Company career. Ron, I believe he called on Bozard Ford. That was one of his stores when Mr. Bozard, before they built it, and he described it as still, a very, crude service department, unfinished floors, and so on. And they were talking about planning it.
Did he call on Bozard and then became a part of Bozard?
No, he called on Bozard for Ford Motor Company. Did not become a part of Bozard. Not Ed Roberts, no.
Not Ed Roberts either.
But he might have called on Tony Owens too, Kara. So
yeah.
Why can't I can't think of his name? Who it is?
All right, Kara, you want to reveal it?
All right.
His own manager, yeah, he was his own manager. Yep. Steve Wester. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You had some good guesses though.
And Kara, can I show a graphic here? I have a panel that he is on, and he's going to be on several panels, but this is one of the big ones. It is the Leading Radical Change panel. Look at Tully right in the middle, right? And Ed is on there. Mike Kavanaugh from Lithia is on there.
Yeah.
If anyone knows AutoNation, you'll know David Vallone, okay? Very instrumental AutoNation for a long time. And there's Steve Westner. Steve actually put the panel together with the questions, and this is a awesome panel coming up on the Roundtable in May in just a couple of weeks. So, Steve Westner.
Can't wait for all these panels. It's exciting.
There are. And Allie, you're on a big panel as well with Sarah, right?
Yes.
A leadership panel. You got to get a promo for that. Yeah.
Yeah. I love talking all things leadership. It's so much fun. So I was honored to be a part of that. Thank you.
And you had somebody from, I believe, Mercedes-Benz general manager.
General manager, yes. And then BDC director as well. So lots of fun.
Right.
And Sarah.
And Sarah put that together. So she did a great job with that.
It's going to be fun.
All right, Kara, I'm sorry. We got the first one.
Cat squirrels.
Yeah.
We have 3 left.
Okay.
So we'll let it go. However the night takes us.
Now, who are we guessing here?
We're guessing the man in this picture.
Okay. I need context clues. I'm not good yet at this. Give me some.
So, Ron, again, another one that you may know. It is a husband-wife team. Here they are, very young.
Nope.
And Ron, the company's known for keeping their promises. Okay, I'll say that.
Yeah, it sure looks like him.
You recognize now? Kara thought this was somebody else. Who do you think it is? Kara?
Yeah, I said, why does he look like the very famous actor Chris Hemsworth?
He totally does.
Okay,
Totally does.
That was, but I was like, wow, he really looks like that guy.
Okay, keeping their promises and
keeping people updated as well.
Oh,
is his first name Curtis?
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh,
Curtis Nixon.
Wrong guy.
Update promise. Look at Kurt.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's our very first sponsor?
Oh, he's precious. Whoever this is.
Who is this?
This little guy, man, he is very, very active with
Robert.
Stops. Oh wow, that was a quick guess, but you're right.
Look at that.
Oh, still precious.
Looks like he's always watching us.
Good
But it was
job.
Rob.
Robert Miggs. And we got a great intro coming up on the Roundtable. Robert's a keynote speaker on day 1 in the morning, and Liza is going to be here and do the intro. And I'm excited about that, Kara. She's going to lead off the whole event. So
I know. And nobody better than Liza to kick us off. So we're excited about that.
She's very strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We have one more.
Is that it?
Yep.
It's a cute picture too. I love it, even though I don't know any of the answers. Who Ted?
You're right.
Ted, you're adorable. That is
Arnold.
It is Arnold. Doesn't he look like Arnold?
You know, Allie, if Kara takes some time off soon, you can guest host the show.
You just give
There
me
you go. I'll let you know when I'm taking my next vacation.
I love that. There we go. We have a theme for next year's roundtable is all things Arnold.
Kara, I like her. She's good.
Yes.
Yay, I did it.
The gardener.
All right, Ron. So any final thoughts for tonight coming from Fixed Ops Magazine? I know you have another issue that has just come out, and you got some great reads in there as well.
You know what I like best about the current issue is just the title of the cover, service that never cuts corners, right? Mm-hmm. And this is our friends with GoMoto, and they're just, but the whole concept of service that says, we're not going to try to cheat the process, right? We're going to make this a great experience for the customer. We're going to make a great experience for the technician, the service advisor. Mm-hmm. And oh, by the way, the guy who writes the checks, right? The guy who owns the store, who says, do it right. We're going to do it right. And we're going to make it happen. And it's just fun to be able to talk to people like that and get articles and say, you know what, let's try to focus on the idea of just making service right. Do it the best we know how to do it today.
Love it. And Ron, how do we if you don't get Fixed Ops Magazine, what's the best way to subscribe?
If you don't get this magazine, I'm telling you, here's the deal. You just, you can just go to fixedopsmag.com. And there's a subscribe button right there. Hit that. Give me your email address, and we'll send you the digital version. Scroll down a little bit and give me your mailing address, and we'll mail you out a copy. And it really is great because the fun thing is, a lot of people say, "Well, are magazines still relevant today?" And I say this: we're coming on tonight, and we thought about what we were going to say tonight. We all put some effort into what we're doing, right? No matter what it is we do. But if I told you to write 1,000 words, the 38,000 people we're going to read.
Wow.
Would you spend a few more minutes thinking about what you're going to do? Well, that's what these people do. I have 10 articles like that every other month that these people say, I'm putting my name to this, to these 1,000 words, and I want to make sure that it says something and it's impactful. And they really do put a lot of energy into it, and it's a lot of fun.
Love it. All right, Ron, looking forward to it. Jeremy, thank you again so much. Allie, oh my, I don't even know what to say. So
I feel like Allie needs to do like a morning show because I feel like she just got so good energy. It's like
Allie, I've been thinking about doing a morning show. We got to talk about that.
I would love it. When I was little, I wanted to be Oprah. This is all I've ever wanted to do. So thank you for the opportunity.
Kara, when's the big show coming up before we hire our Allie?
Allie, when is the show?
May 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. Yes! Come and join us.
All right. Fixedopsroundtable.com.
Yes.
Get the tickets. I love it. Super. Great job.
Well, fun. Thanks, guys.
Love it. Me too, Robert.
Right? Thank you so much, guys, for being on with us. Ron, thank you. Thank you for the Fixed Ops Magazine every single time. Jeremy and Allie, thank you for being on the show with us again tonight. And for everybody watching us tonight, thank you. And we will see everybody on Monday at 8 p.m.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Good night, guys. Thank you.